Welcome to the Mental Vet Investing Podcast with your host, Mike, where I talk about investing strategies with a frugal foundation from a veteran's perspective and to invest in self-mental awareness to become ultimately free of bad money habits and stay financially independent. Episode 8, Living Frugal, How to Use Our Stimulus Checks. Welcome back to this week's episode, everybody. Hope you're meeting me in good health and good financial standings. And this week I wanted to discuss about the stimulus checks. Being a frugal person, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about maybe some different ways that we can use that stimulus check, given that it's, part of the hot topic right now. Bill just passed, and I believe it's going to be if you make under $75,000 a year or whatever it is as a single person, or 100 in something of a married couple. If you find yourself in that category and receiving the stimulus check, what are some things we can do with that, with the frugal mindset, obviously. So we'll get into it this week. And right off the bat, if you're receiving this stimulus, hopefully you're in good standings and you can use it to maybe invest into yourself in a different couple of things that I'm going to cover today. But obviously up front, if you need to use it, such as what's most important to you first of all. So what's the most thing that needs to get paid if you're in that situation, such as behind on bills, right? Is there a mortgage payment that needs to get caught up? Anything with monthly utilities, does that need to get caught up? Car notes, right? Maybe we were getting behind on our car payments, so that'd be a good opportunity to catch up on that, because obviously you want to stay current with those things. So obviously that would have to be covered first. That kind of goes without saying. But as far as other than that, and I hope that, you don't find yourself in that situation, but obviously that would be what we need to do first. But outside of that, okay, we figured out and paid off maybe a portion of that stimulus to cover those important things. Because obviously if we don't do that, it's just going to continue to accumulate down the road. But at the same time, let's say you are caught up in everything and you receive this stimulus check for whatever, right, situation you may be in. What's the most frugal thing we can do with that stimulus check? And I'm just going to go over a couple ideas. So the first part would be to invest into yourself, or invest into a future of, for example, the stocks, right? Stock market. Learn the stock market. If you've already investing in the stock market, great. Obviously, you may want to go ahead and add some more. But learn the stock market, and why not invest in a couple of traditional stocks, whether it's an Apple stock or Microsoft, or any of the major oil stocks, or any of those secure stocks that tend to stay strong through the ups and downs, right? You want to get yourself in that. I myself opened up an Apple stock during the last stimulus check. We were able to shave off some of the stimulus, got caught up on some things, and the rest of it, I did not just blow it off. I tucked it away and then accumulated some more money. And then we finally opened up and got a couple of stocks. And I know I got Apple was one of them, and a few others. So that'd be a great way to do it for sure. Because otherwise you would never have that opportunity, maybe, or maybe not. But one example, open up a Roth IRA, open up a taxable strategy, a savings account. But what I'm getting at is like a Roth IRA, or maybe put into your TSP, or put into your company 401k, right? If you have those options, or if you haven't used them, even if you have pulled out some of the money for maybe an emergency through the pandemic, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put some of that money back into there if you're able to do that as well. But just on the stock piece, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. You're investing into yourself. They're giving you the money. Use it to your best advantage. That's living frugal. But again, the key piece is that making sure that the primary things are covered. So mortgage, utilities, transportation, food, right? If you're good to go with on those things, the rest of it could be invested into something such as the stocks, and then begin that, because you never know. And the stock piece, stocks is just still crazy. I mean, it's just one hell of a roller coaster ride, but it's going up, down, up, down, up, down. And there's a lot of outside stories about the stocks that it's not going to be sustaining very long. There's got to be an imminent crash coming. Whatever you might be reading, what I've learned from stocks is that if you just stick with the foundation stocks, the stocks that stay strong through the ups and downs, the big companies that have proven, the companies that are paying dividends, those would be the safest bet. There's no future seer here. There's not the old man you can go talk to and tell him to, what is the stock's going to be in the future? Look through your crystal ball. You don't know. I will say that it seems like it's eggshells, but as you can see people moving money from tech and putting them into, travel type stocks, there is that sort of shift you can see, because as we move towards the summertime now, we're in the March of 2021, vaccines are rolling out. It seems to be that the economy is starting to open up again. We're seeing the 10-year treasury bonds have jumped up. They've settled down a bit, but from what they were to where they're at now, I believe the last time I looked, it was in the 1.5, almost 1.6 treasury bond percentage rates, which has ultimately made mortgage rates go up in the 3% range now. So things are trending up. The stock market, for a while, I thought was looking pretty bad just a couple weeks ago. And here we are breaking records yet again on the Dow Jones, and just insanity. But I feel that overall, if you're staying with the traditional stocks and then just learn whatever your particular strategy might be for, again, with the stock market, what I'm getting at is it is not a bad way to utilize your whatever remaining balance you might have of that stimulus check, if you're lucky to get one, or you're not lucky, I should say, if you're in that situation to have a stimulus check. Because ideally, you're not so lucky if you're getting a stimulus check, but maybe you can be in a position to use it in your best benefit. So that is certainly one option. A second piece to that is investing in yourself, but more so with, how about starting up that side hustle, or putting more money into your side hustle? Again, one of the side hustles I know we were doing is furniture rehabbing, taking old furniture from thrifty stores or people selling them, and then breaking them down and basically repainting, resurfacing, upholstery, and redoing the upholstery, and having them put for sale. Take some of that money and buy more supplies for my side hustle. That's a wonderful way to spend the stimulus. So whatever side hustle you're doing, can you use some of that stimulus to maybe resupply your inventories, or resupply something, whatever your side hustle is, or maybe get you something upgraded? Maybe you're doing like an Uber business, or maybe you're doing whatever your side hustle might be. There's many of them. What can you use the stimulus for to help that situation? Put it back into yourself to create more wealth, more income down the road, right? That's what it's all about. So outside of all that, how about investing in yourself as far as your mental state is concerned, right? You know, living frugal, it could be a stressful type of situation. But even just with this past pandemic, obviously has built up a lot of anxiety within people. So if you're able to find yourself in a situation where you can have all your most important things taken care of, like I was telling you earlier with the bills, mortgage payments, maybe take some of that money and make a trip. Schedule a simple trip. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but summer's coming, winter's past, you know, things are looking on the up and up as far as, like I said, the vaccines and everything else. States are slowly opening up for some of us, and for some of us, they're still locked down, but it seems like things are starting to open up now, finally. So why not schedule a trip? Go to the beach, get a hotel for a night or two. Rates right now, although they are going up because a lot of people are already scheduling out their vacations, but take a look at it. Take that money and say, you know what? I'm going to get a 2-night stay at, even could be, I don't know, like a Motel 6. Who the hell cares? But in the area that you may want to go and visit, or get a nice hotel, spend more of the money to get a nice hotel, and then just do a walk around the town. The point of it is to get yourself out of being locked down and get yourself outside and clear your mental state. Another example would be, I like to ride bikes on the weekend. So I thought it would be great to try to find an upgraded mountain bike, bicycle, because one of the things I love to do is on the weekends, if I can, get out on a mountain bike and just go ride on a trail. And usually I ride by the beach, or I'll ride somewhere up in the mountain, or just a basic trail. But just doing that, one, you're getting the exercise, and two, you're outdoors. And it always clears my mind. My anxieties are always running high. And if you get a chance, please listen to my previous podcast where it's all about talking about investment strategies, living as a frugal person, right? But that could be another piece of investing in yourself. It's not always about the money. It's not always about, and we may get ourselves into that tunnel vision where you're always saying, okay, especially if you're hardcore frugal, what I mean? Like if you're insanely frugal, you're always going to be like, okay, what's the best way I'm going to spend this money? No, if I buy this or if I do that, it's just pissing away the money or burning it up, or, so sometimes you need to throttle back, downshift, declutch, disengage, shut down, but, back off and just kind of take a break and put the effort into taking the time to let yourself de-vent, or not de-vent, I'm making up words now. Vent, basically taking a break, letting the mind clear itself, right? And so absolutely, it's important to maybe take a part of that money that you might be getting and put towards that. But like I said, any of those things is great. Being a frugal person, use that money if you happen to be out there getting a stimulus check, and use it smartly. I would say that if you're getting the check and you're just going out and spending money to go out and have dinner, or go out and have, a spending spree at a Walmart or whatever, if that's part of keeping your mental state clear, then by all means do it. But I know for myself, I'm using that money to invest in my future, such as a side hustle and stocks, So if that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. That, this show will be a little bit smaller than my previous shows, but basically the idea is to take a hard look at your situation and use that stimulus in your best way that you can. What makes you the most sense, what makes you the most investment. Because I do know that some folks have taken that check and just pissed it away, and the people that I know that have done that are those who have that, have that fortunate situation where they don't have to pay for any mortgages or any utilities or anything like that. So it's kind of sad. Even if you're in a situation where someone else is paying those utilities for you, you should still, in my opinion, take that money and invest it into maybe, like I said, a stock or something that's going to start to create wealth for you down the road. But again, to each his own and her own, right? So hopefully y'all like the episode today. All the point is to get you to start thinking about, this crazy veteran over here, man, he's got a point. I think this time what I'm going to do with the stimulus and do this, or I'm going to at least look at that, or I'm going to, man, you know what? I just need to take a break and get my ass out of here and just go do something with my significant other or whatever the case. And, but use it smartly, use it to invest back into yourself. And however you decide to do that, make it valuable. And another one is, who knows if we're going to be getting any more stimulus? Do we need stimulus? That's not about my podcast. My podcast is investing only, no matter who or where it comes from. What's the best ways we can do it? And on that, I'll leave y'all till the next week. Again, if you like my podcast, but if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button. And if you like this content, subscribe, and they will keep coming down your way every week. Talk to you guys later. Take care.